Hello everybody and welcome back to Café Business Manager, where today we will be taking a loan. We'll be extending our cafe out to about here somewhere. We'll also be extending out the back and largely getting the building side of things completed. And then we will add in a few tables and chairs, but that is going to be an ongoing project for the next several videos. So today is the beginning of our next big project on this game. Between the videos, the game has updated. It has brought labels to the game. Finally, we have labels in the game. So for example, if now all of my brownies were to disappear from here, in the past that label would disappear and then nobody would know where to put the brownies. Whereas now, this will just go to 0 and the brownies will then get restocked. It's going to be a massive help with the fridge, for example. When we ran out of burger patties a few videos ago, that won't happen anymore. Or if it does happen, there'll still be a spot for them. So as soon as somebody gets on it with the restocking, they'll have a place they can go back on. So it should work a lot smoother. The staff have also been a bit more optimized with their restocking as well. They seem to restock it to full more often, from what I've noticed. For example, we now have a massive stack of paper cups down here, because I didn't tell them to, but they restocked the entire thing. So I'm hoping they're going to probably keep doing that, although sometimes that's not super efficient because they get stuck doing it, making back and forth trips. But I guess if they're refilling it to full every time, they won't need to restock it as often. Maybe over time it will work out as being a little bit better. I've spread out my canned drinks, so we're going to have cola there, fizzy pop there, and Volt Lime there, just to get all of them on there, basically. We can just have so many on there, just in case every day turns into a can of pop day, which it seems to be lately in the game. The other update to the game was table numbering on the cash registers. However, I don't think I'm going to use it. It doesn't go far enough yet. It's nice to have. This is like a good base layer, but more needs to be added in on top of this now. So this is like the beginning of it. It's not really worth it, I don't think, but it will be in the future, hopefully. So at the moment, I can assign table numbers to this specific checkout. So for this one, for example, we could have table 1 to 14, which is our entire downstairs service. And then we could have our other one upstairs, and we could have that table 15 to 24, which sounds great in principle. You can't assign staff to specific checkouts or particular zones, so they can't just go and serve upstairs. They would still be going everywhere. So, for example, if Isabella was up here grabbing 18D, and she could get 18D, and if the checkout was there, perfect. She could just go and ring it in, and it's an immediate order. But her next order could be 4A, and she needs to come all the way down here and take 4A anyway. So she's going to be up and down the stairs anyway. It's not going to make any difference, because whoever was the next person to walk in who's not being served is the person that they will go and serve next, no matter where they're seated. So until that comes in, I'm not sure it really helps. Yes, it does get the immediate order in upstairs, and it saves them grabbing an order and having to walk all the way down here to go and do it. And if on that chance that the next person who walked in happened to also be upstairs, yes, they do need to go all the way back upstairs again. But I would also need to get somebody to go and retrieve tickets from upstairs, because all the tickets get printed out at the tills. So we'd have to get somebody going up and downstairs grabbing a ticket from here. And I'm not sure how extra efficient it would actually end up being, because somebody would have to be doing this all the time to grab tickets. So how much more efficient is it actually being? I don't think it's worth it right now. I think the difference would be minimal. It could even slow us down a little bit, because often I'm standing here, for example, and I can see tickets. And if I've got nothing to do, I can see a ticket over there, as we've seen in previous videos. I can go over here and go, right, that's not been taken because they're busy. I'll grab this ticket and bring it over here. I can't see the tickets if they're upstairs, so I'd have to go upstairs all the time and constantly be checking, and I think it's just going to slow things down, if anything. So until they bring in where you can assign an employee to a specific checkout, so then that employee can work exclusively upstairs, and I could employ a second person to go and do tickets only or something like that, and they could just be up and down the stairs with tickets from upstairs. Or they bring in a ticket machine, and I can put a ticket machine here that prints all of my tickets out for me, handily, right where I want them. I don't think I'm going to use it, but we'll see. I mean, it could be that I get so busy upstairs it's worthwhile, but again, losing track of so many tickets upstairs, because I'll never know what's going on up there. I'm not sure if I want that or not at this point. Right, on to today's video. So we are going to take a loan. I'm not going to take as big a loan as I was intending to before. So before it was about 15,000. I don't think I need that much anymore. I'm going to take 12,000 and about over 35 days gives us a 450 repayment. We've already got a $95 repayment, so we're going to be paying back $545 per day, which is quite expensive. In the previous day, which was a Monday, it was a quiet day, very quiet day. Obviously, we'd have lost money. These are rare though, and I'm hoping with the extra tables that these quiet days would actually be a little bit busier than maybe they are right now. But I think this is kind of the worst day we're going to have. Fingers crossed. Like if today is a 70-odd day, could be struggling. But I'm hoping yesterday, sorry, was about as slow as it gets. And this is the kind of money we're making. So we could just about cover it. I mean, we'd lose money, but we make so much money on the other days, it would be fine. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So that's why I'm taking a bit less, but that should be more than enough to get the building side of things done and get a few tables anyway. So we'll do that now. So bank $12,000. Nope, not 1,200. That's not going to get me very far. $12,000 for 35 days. Confirm. Okay, so we're now in quite a lot of debt. Hopefully this gamble will work out, though. So if I go into the build menu, we can get started. So we have more unlocks than I anticipated. So the final unlock actually gave us a few more spots than I expected. So we actually got some more to spend. But I'm not going to do those today. I'm just going to go with my original plan, and then we can add those in further down the line because I'd need too much money. So if I just take the ones that I want, let's take it to day mode so we can see what we're doing. So I just want to take all of these. This one, and then I'm going to take these 3. So they're the ones I'm going to take. So that leaves us with 4 left. So I've actually got... I was going to take 1 more and put it in there or wherever, but we actually got 3 more than I expected, which means we can now probably take these 2 and extend our outside area a little bit. So we could maybe take those 2. Or I could extend out the back here with a couple. So I'm going to leave this one and see how we go, reversing in and using it as a store entry point. I think I'll probably keep that. So I might go for either 2 here and 2 here, or I could go 2 here and just extend it long ways, and maybe the 2 here. Or we could take all 4 here, couldn't we? We could come something like, we could come here, and then 3 here, or something like that. We'll see, but I'm going to leave it like this for now, I think, because I think these would be expensive. I mean, look at that, it's $1,000 for the next one. That's going to get even more for the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. So we'd blow our money pretty quickly. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now, and then we'll extend in a few videos time finally with the other 4, but maybe do outside. I might just do 2 on the outside and 2 over there. So that'd be a small bit of building later on, and this would be a very quick bit of building and easy access to the kitchen as well. So I'll probably do that. Anyway, this is what we've got for today. So I need to take down this little wall. Then we're going to put in a big wall. In fact, what I'm going to do first is floor it. So if I put the floor down, it's easy to do without walls up, isn't it? Let's do that like so. So that's all the flooring done for that level. We won't be able to do the one up, I don't think yet, or can you? Oh, you can. Got a hovering floor. I thought you'd at least have to put a wall up to be able to do that. I guess in theory you can do this then. You don't need walls, do you, in this game? They don't actually do anything. So we could have just had a floating cafe, couldn't we? We could have just had some stairs going up to a floating cafe with no walls anywhere. And it seems fine with it, so I bet it would work. Interesting. Interesting idea for the future. Probably won't do it, but interesting. All right, let's put some walls up then. So I want a solid wall, I think, initially. Just to partition that off there. And then we'll have glass just here. Do I want glass all the way around? Obviously, that wall, interior wall, is going to come away now, so we'll get rid of that. I think I will stick with glass all the way around. But then do we want a more solid wall in the back here? Do we want it all windowed now? Not sure I want to keep my greenhouse look. We could go part wall, couldn't we? We could go a little bit with a little bit of wall and then some glass. I wish you could preview this without having to buy it. Because once you... I mean, you do get a bit of a refund, but you don't get the whole refund. Something like that. Just, I want to put some decoration on the walls, you see. I don't just want it to be a glass box inside. So we can put some paintings up and a bit of colour in here as well. So we can put some of our red colour around. So actually, by that, I might take that one away, actually. Just because I think it'd be nicer to have some colour in here rather than just all glass. Yeah, we'll do that. That's not bad. Right, so then we're going to come around here. I'll continue. So we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And that. Make sure I click the right thing here and don't delete something I don't wish to delete. I will keep the glass to there. So we've got like a nice side bit there. But then this can be walled to about there. Then we'll put in another couple of windows, perhaps. Then we'll put in wall at the end. No, that's the wrong one. Ah, wasted some money there. Oh, actually, no, we did get the full amount back because I deleted it straight away. Has that changed? Or is it because I've not pressed go yet? I thought you only got, like, partial money back there. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's changed, or maybe I'm misremembering that. I play too many games. We'll put some windows on the end, I think. Like so. Then I'm going to wall this bit because this is going to be our driveway into the storeroom. So this is a bit more industrial. So that's fine. So then we can move upstairs. Already got our flooring in, which is handy. We'll take down this wall. And then we'll come out this way. So I think I'll mirror the downstairs. I think that would probably look the best. Sometimes when you click here, you think it's registered it, but then it hasn't. See right there, for example, that's going to be a windowed wall because you can see it, even though I've just clicked that. Oh no, it is. Okay, I don't know then. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's proving me out to be just stupid, really, isn't it? Right. Let's get rid of this then. Now, do I want to keep this wall or do we knock through? Then we'll get rid of this one. So you get nothing back for those because we've played for a bit. So it is that then. So if I play for a bit, we get, I suppose, a decreased amount back after having used. Right, so do we keep this? I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit of a tight space. I suppose you would take this wall down. I like the character of it. But is it the best use of space, just having 3 tables in here? Whereas if we just... I mean, we could extend the wall and have it to the middle to keep some character, but just create a slightly larger area. Rather than have it necessarily full open plan. If I then put in the wall about here instead, it creates a little bit of extra space in here, maybe creates a bit of a different shape. And it kind of splits off the 2 areas. We could go that way, I think. We'll get rid of this. That's not too bad. Kind of creates 2 similar areas. So we've got a bit more space over there. Then we've got a nice space over here. Yeah, I like that. Plus we can add some colour and some photos and stuff to the wall as well. So... are we done with that? I think we just need to put a ceiling on, don't we? And obviously colour in the walls. So we'll do that now. Let's colour in the walls. bad. Now, I was thinking of moving the stairs, actually, wasn't I? I forgot about that. Yes, I was going to move the stairs to that wall now. I forgot about that. Let's do that now, because this might have to change, actually. I quite like it as it is, but that might have to change. So if we... I'm going to have to come out of this mode and move these tables. Make sure I freeze time again, because otherwise it's going to bleed by. All right, let's move some of these tables out of the way. So these are all two-seater tables. Do we want all two-seaters downstairs and maybe families upstairs, or we do here, or a mixture? I think probably a mixture is better, isn't it? But these are, technically, these are the wrong tables now. Because have we gone with a different design upstairs? We went with this design of table, kept chairs, we went with that design of table, and there are some of those tables that are these two-seater ones. So I don't know whether to switch to those. It would mean buying a lot of stuff. We'll do that over time. We're not going to do that today. I'm going to run out of money today. But maybe sell these off. So we've got the chairs. We just need to get some replacement tables. I probably will do that, actually. So then everything's uniform. Right. So unfortunately, with this, let's move the lights, because I don't know what's going to happen here. You can't just move a staircase. You have to knock it down and have a brand new one. It's a bit unfortunate. Move this out of the way just in case that's interfering. I hope this looks okay, because this is going to be a bit of an expensive project, I think. Right. Back to day mode so we can see. Yeah, I really wish you could just drag that over. Like, having to delete it and replace. I just want to drag it over, see how it looks. Right. Remove. Stairs. I wish there were some more stairs as well. Different colors, different designs. Right, that is how that's going to be, hopefully. It also, that just opens up then. So as you can see now, as you would come in and it just opens up the floor space a little bit. So you don't need to walk behind the stairs. You can walk into this open floor space and then there's all that around there as well. I think that works a little bit better. Plus people can just walk straight in and straight up the stairs and straight out as well. Not too bad. We'll move that picture along. That's kind of dead space, what we have, like a few tables there. That can now be opened up and used a bit more, I think. Let's see how it looks upstairs, though. It might look terrible. Obviously, we're going to need to rejig things here. So yeah, we definitely did need this space then, because if we're going to have this, we get some space back just here. But if we're going to have this, then you're going to have that as your walkway. So this table needs to move. So put that there. Something like that. I think looks a bit better. So yeah, we definitely needed that then, didn't we? I'm glad I took that. Without that, that would have been sealed off. So we definitely needed to do that anyway. I don't know if I prefer that space now or not, though. I don't know if that's... I mean, obviously that table can come into here. And they could face the other way or whatever anyway. We kind of lose a bit of space from here, don't we? But we do gain it back just here. So we can put some tables in just here. So we gain the space back over here. We just kind of lose it there where they've got that cut out of the wall. Not sure if that would have looked better. I don't know. Let's roll with it for now. All right, let's move that table out of the way. But we'll also, if we have a walk inside, we'll have an idea of how this actually works. So if this table was to be moved to there in the cove, obviously that table would move in front of us. So we come up the stairs. That's not bad. Doesn't really make this as, you know, this is basically as usable as it was before. But obviously if we now come up the stairs and turn right, we've now got this big open space for plenty of tables and chairs and stuff going on. You can come around here and serve as well. It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. I think it utilizes this bit of space better. The picture just there for as you're walking upstairs. It utilizes this bit of space better. You can walk in now and go straight into the restaurant, rather than before you had to sort of go down a corridor and then you were kind of in and then you had to turn off. I think it looks better like that. I think. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. We can also put a table under there, of course, to utilize that bit under there. Can have a table there. Yeah, it's okay. We'll go with it. Right, let's go back into build mode then. And continue on our project. So we've done all the painting upstairs. We need to put a ceiling on. We've got some painting downstairs to do. I kind of wish that, you know, it says day-night preview. I kind of wish it was always on day and then you can flick it to night when you want to see your night stuff. I think I more often do this in the daylight. The only time I want the night view is when I put some lights in just to see how it looks. I think the default setting would be better as day. Right, that wall needs painting, so it is now that color. We also need to do the outside. This is where it gets expensive. Doing all of your painting and decorating. So I've got to put the floors in yet as well. That's all of those. Just got a couple there. And we've got upstairs to do. Yeah, this is where the money drains because the painting ends up being quite expensive. There we go. Not bad. Not too bad. We will, I think, come out here and extend upstairs as well. Do I do that now or in the future? I'll do it now, I suppose. Since we're already kind of doing it. We could extend this something like that. I did have a thought of doing like a big wall just there on the end. I think the lower wall probably works best. You want to keep your views, don't you? You don't want to lock them off. So we can come over here as well. We probably won't come over here today with any tables or anything. This will be an ongoing thing as well, just like everywhere else. Yeah, we've got that whole area. That's better, I think, isn't it? Just have a whole area up there. Right, so that bit's finished as well. We need to put the flooring in to the place. And then I think we're about done, really. We can then just go off and buy some tables and some lights. And maybe some pictures and things. And then obviously place everything. This is going to be an expensive flooring job, this is. Now, we don't technically need to do it all in one go. But see how far we get with it. I want to leave, if I can, about $2.5 grand or so, just in the account, just in case we need some for stock, we need some for some other things. We have a really slow day and I've got a huge payment, because we know weekends are going to be busy. So that's fine, but you know, if today's a terrible day and we only get like 70 customers for some reason, or something horrible like that happens, we've got a little bit of money to play with. I don't want to go all the way to nothing. Not when we're in so much debt. Right, downstairs flooring needs doing as well. There we go. Right, I think that's all of the flooring, painting, everything done apart from the ceiling. Up here, I think we're done. So if we just pop that on. Am I on the right level here? I feel like I'm one too high. There we go. So we could go up again. I'm not really planning to with this particular cafe, but we could do. But I think that's kind of it for this cafe. As I said before, we've got the 4 extra areas. Probably 2 of them will be the bottom down there. And then, I mean, I could do 2 here just to extend it, or I think to keep some interesting shape going, I'd probably take them over here. Maybe 3 just here to extend that further. So that wall goes all the way to here now. Just to extend that, I'll probably do that. Or maybe 2 of them, and then 2 just here. Or 1 just here, so maybe this one. We've got like a little interesting shape going on there, so we could have this one filled in, and then we could have 3 here. I'll probably do that when we can afford them, but as you saw earlier, they're $1,000 each now, so we can't afford that at the moment. But that is generally how it's going to look, I think. That's generally the cafe. So obviously we need to do the inside now, but yeah, I think that's pretty much my plan for the place. So we need to do everything inside. So if I come out, pause the game again, move this picture before it starts doing something weird. There we go. That can go just there. Oh no, we've got flooring here. Quickly do that. No, I don't think I've missed any more. Well, we'll catch it if I have anyway. Right, so that's all good. Pause time again. Right, so I need lots of lights. Oh, time has started again. Stop again. Yeah, we need lots of lights, and we need, I think, I don't know how many I can afford. I'd like to get 6 tables with some chairs of the big variety, just to stack out, probably downstairs actually. Yeah, I'll have them downstairs. I was going to put them upstairs, but then what's the point? We're just creating extra work for our employees there. We'll get rid of that floating plant. Making that go. Just over here for now. Yeah, we'll have them downstairs because there's no point creating extra work for people. So we'll have them all in here. But if I can get 6 of them, I'm hoping that promotes a bit of extra custom, and that'll help us pay the bills. So 6 tables, 24 chairs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get about 12 lights, I think. Actually, we think we've got one already. We do indeed. I got about 11 lights then. Leave that one there for later. Right, let's go to the shop. I've got all of my stock sorted, so we don't need to buy any stock. That should all be fine. We've got plenty of everything to get through today. So it is purely building stuff. Well, tables. That Chloe there come for an early look? Bet it was. Bet she's come out at night thinking, what's he doing? Making all this racket, trying to get some sleep because he only lets me go to bed for about 4 hours a day before I have to get up again. Probably popped her head up. Oh no, he's made it bigger. More customers. More walking for all of us to do. No extra pay because they're still on there between $2.50 and $3 per hour with no tips. Make sure we get in the center of that box, because I think otherwise I might end up losing some stuff. It's going to be quite a large order, this one. I'm hoping it all goes in. 24 chairs and 6 tables is going to be quite a lot. Was it 11 lights as well? I don't know if I can afford everything, to be honest. But yeah, with a smaller, as I was mentioning before, I'll probably switch these out at some point for the ones that look quite similar, for those ones. We could go to the circle version, but I think that's it's a different wood, isn't it? Yeah, so we could switch them out to those. Now they're a lot smaller. They seem, don't they? I don't know if I like them as much, to be honest. They're lower down. You don't really notice it with the big tables, but they are a lot lower than the others. Across the entire range, they're quite a lot lower, aren't they, to the floor? I haven't really noticed that before. Interesting. Too late now. Yeah, I don't know what to get, so I probably will replace everything so everything looks the same inside. We've got different ones outside, that's fine. But you kind of want all your tables on the inside to be the same, don't you? rather than the contrast. But that's going to be ongoing because they're $96 each. So what we got? Between 6 and 10 or something like that to replace. So we'll do that further down the line. Let's grab these ones for now. I'm going to get 6 of these. Hopefully I can afford 24 chairs. Not too bad, actually. Kind of matches the price of the table. I can hear them all banging in the truck. I hope they're okay. Right, so my lighting is these ones. And we could go for something different here. We could go for a big one, couldn't we? Just for like a central light. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Didn't even think of that. I was just going to go for the small ones, but we could have a central light in the big rooms. And just some other smaller ones dotted around. I've not got a lot of money to play with here. Like I said, I wanted to keep between 2 and 2.5 grand. We're at 2.5 grand already. So I've not got a lot of money to play with. Do we just buy these? Or do we go for one of those as well? You know what? I'm going to go for... Because that's going to take... If we have a central one, we might not need so many side ones. Buy 8 of these. And 2 of these. And hopefully it's fine. If it's not, we're in trouble. I do need some more outdoor lighting as well for when we come outside in the place. But I'm not going to bother with that now, so I'm not doing that now. I'm not doing that today. And we've got 2 grand left, so I don't want to spend too much more. Plants, I'd like a couple more. Maybe 4 to put around the place. I've got my eye on a clock, but I don't know where to put it. We'll leave the clock for now. Since I don't know where it's going, we'll leave the clock. I want to get a painting, or a couple of paintings, on the way back. Yeah, I thought this might be an issue. Right, hopefully this will all fit in. But I have a feeling it might not. I do like the way they stick to each other. I think they stick to each other a little bit better than they do in Campsite Hustle. Usually at this point in Campsite Hustle, things are starting to tumble, and as though they do lock on. I don't think they lock on as well as they do in this game. But this might be a two-trip job. I have a feeling it's not going to be the case for much longer. Might have to take a second trip here then. That's fine. I don't mind taking a second trip. Yeah, we'll take a second trip. This is just going to get, I think, annoying. Okay, so I've unloaded at the store and I've just been and got the rest of the stuff from the wholesalers. So I thought we'd stop off and get maybe 2 or 3, depending on the price, pictures for the walls. Let's just have a look around. Still none of these really kind of fit the vibe, I don't think, of my cafe. I might get this bit of colour. Do we already have one of these? We've got something similar, haven't we? But we can have the same thing. We're a bit limited on choice, so we'll have that. I know we've got some of these, but I'll get a couple more of them, I think. We'll get all 3 of them, because they're quite cheap. We'll have some of those. Still not that bothered about these coffee cup ones, I don't think, and the coffee beans. I'm not super enamored with these. Could get that one, I guess. But again, sort of the hyper-realistic photo in a game like this. I don't know. The contrast I don't like so much. I don't know where to get it or not. We'll just stick with what we've got. Might well stick with what we've got. Should we get this? I know this is a bit unusual looking. To be honest with you, I have no idea what it is. It appears just to be a square. I guess there's some interpretation that could go on for the other things. It might be a talking point. Sure, let's get it. Right, so we've got some artwork. Just to dress the place up a little bit. Everything, I think, has gone on. Alright, let's get back. I'll put some stuff in. So I've just dumped everything at the cafe. So at the moment, we've just got a pile of boxes waiting for us, which we're about to add to with these ones. So we'll get these in. I don't think we're actually going to get open today. So apologies, but I think I'm going to run out of recording time before we can have a day open. So this is just going to be a fully build and design episode, but the next one obviously will be back to normal and working behind the counter. But I think I'm going to, well, I'm certain I'm going to run out of time here in order to also do a day, because a day takes a little while. It's about half an hour or so just to do a day. I'm not sure I'm going to have that available to me. So I think this will just be a build and design, because I think we've got at least another 10-15 minutes of this, to be honest. Right, let's toss some stuff in. Alright, so we're all in. Alright, let me find the... if I can actually get in, let's hop over the counter. Let's find some tables. You see what I mean about the boxes everywhere. Let's find some tables. Start getting them out, and then we can start adding some chairs to them as well, and that will quickly solve our box problem. So you can now as well change the name of the tables. That was something else that came in. If we come to the checkout, I go on to... how do you do it? I think it's... is it in settings? Oh, here we go. Is that it? That's how you assign it. Pretty sure you can... oh, you can there. You can change the table ID as well, so you know exactly what's what. I'm just going to leave it because we're not bothering with this. But, yeah, you can change all the table IDs now as well. I might do that in the future because obviously it's kind of weird. We've got table 24 is outside up there. 25 or 23. Why is 23 there? That's weird. We've got 24 upstairs. Why have we got 23? 24 is already here. 21, 20. That's weird. Why is 23 downstairs? Did I get rid of a table at some point? I may have done. I'm not really sure what's going on there. That's kind of weird. Did I throw a table away in a few episodes? I don't know. I can't remember. I possibly threw a table away for some reason or packaged one up. Did I package one up? Is that it? No? I wouldn't have thrown one away. I'd have just saved it for later unless it was the wrong table. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe somebody can refresh my memory if you remember it from a different video. I'm not really sure what's going on, why that's table 23. Doesn't matter though. We'll go along with it because I probably will change them at some point to something different. It is kind of weird having the table numbers just all over the restaurant, and it's just crazy, isn't it? Having 20s up there and then suddenly down here again, and then upstairs there it's going to jump again. So we'll either rearrange or most likely just change all the numbers on them so they all make sense. That's something for another day. All right, have we got another table somewhere? Okay, that is all of our tables and chairs completed. So the rest of it should all be lighting and should all be pictures and stuff like that. So let's put a light there. It's not staying there. It's just because I'd already got it out. Right, throw that on the floor. Right, put our tables where we want them then. So what kind of layout do we want in here? Do we want them sort of that way like it is in the corner, or do we want them going that way, I wonder? Probably... I don't know, you know. They look good this way. They look okay like that with a gap. They don't look too bad. Or you have them obviously facing the other way. Let's do a couple on each side, and then we'll get an idea of which way looks best. I like that way. I don't think it makes much difference. It seems to be a pretty even area as to how many you would fit in here, because you'd obviously leave a gap. You'd leave a gap and then leave a gap this side. You don't need to leave as much gap this side because the chairs can go more back to back. Obviously, if you really enclose this gap, you just end up with a super long table. So you need to leave a bit more gap that way, I think. I'm not entirely sure which I prefer, to be honest. I mean, we could get it split. We could have some going along the wall like that over there, and then some going this way over here. And then we could maybe even in the middle, because obviously the middle's kind of an empty space, so we could have a table. Could leave a bit more gap because we're not going to fit any more in. We could have some tables through the middle as well. Just the odd one. Or we could put some of our two-seaters in, of course. We could put our two-seater tables in the middle. I might do that. I might put our two-seater tables down the middle. Not loads of them, but just like 2 or 3. So I might have the... something like that, and then have our two-seater ones, which probably won't be this design. But they can squeeze in like that. Which is not bad. Just so we can use that middle space. And we could leave the middle space. We don't need it, really. I mean, how many tables do we realistically need? We've got all that space over there. We've got space up there, space up there. I mean, we've got more tables than we know what to do with. By the time we're finished, we're going to have like 60 tables in here. Which is going to be more than enough to cover this game, I would say. But, yeah, it utilizes the space quite well. But it might make it very busy over here. I don't know how busy I really want it. Or indeed, which design to go for. They're both okay. I don't know. That one probably gives you more space in the center, doesn't it? That gives you more space for center tables than this design does. I think to have it less cluttered, I think we'll go with that way. And then we can have a center one where it's a bit less cluttered feeling. Because these can go all the way up to the wall. That can go something like that. So if we have them all down there, it creates a nicer... yeah, it creates a bit more room in the center. If you're going to have center ones, it's better, I think. So these table numbers are completely all over the place now, aren't they? What have we got here? 28, 27, 25. We should have 26 in that corner, really. But I'll just change them round on the machine. I'll change their ID around or something between the videos. Rather than switch them all around. If we do that, then I think we'll get, yeah, we'll get more of these down the center then. Where it's not so... it's not so cluttered then, is it? Yeah, I think that's better. We'll have it like that. Obviously, these will eventually, these will change, these particular tables anyway, as we said. I'll just place them in, but they don't need to be perfect, so they will move. But we'll leave a gap for these ones. We'll not have all of these super close together. Leave some space so people can walk around. Something like that is what we're going with. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good. All right, let's... I'm just going to put these ones kind of randomly. Just for now, because... we might as well. We'll put one over here. They can have a little private booth. Table 13 and table 14. Table 14 can go under the stairs, if it will. There we go. Table 14 can sit under the stairs. Right, let's get some of these chandeliers and stuff up. So we've got the... I think this is the large one. It's not really a chandelier, is it? But it's a large light. It seems to give off a lot of light as well, doesn't it? It's quite bright. So let's move this one there. Just see how much light this actually gives when it's on its own. It does hang a bit lower than I'd like. Tiny, not a lot higher to there would be a bit better. Feels a bit like an interrogation light for the people sat in the center there, doesn't it? Not sure about that in the end. Not so sure. I mean, it can go here in the center of this space, perhaps. And I might stick with my smaller ones. Just because it hangs so low to my central tables there. I think, though, maybe 2 in for the lights, because they seem to reflect off the wall quite well. So 2 in for the lights, and it's not directly above anybody's table then. Not bad. We'll do some more upstairs as well. So we'll probably mirror downstairs up here as well, although we've got slightly more room because we can utilize this as well. Move this table and put it... There will do for now. Plants, they're just pictures and stuff. Got some more LEDs. Have one down here somewhere. Out there. It's the other large one. I think we'll take this upstairs. Not 100% sure I'll keep those. I don't know if they're really... Because they hang so low, what I don't like about them. I don't think this one needs to stay here, does it? It's a bit of darkness, though, doesn't it? If we have one there, just to light that cove up a little bit more. Not bad. Don't know how many more lights I've got. We can rearrange these in time. They don't need to stay as they are. If we find any dark spots, we can move stuff around. I think that might be about it, though, for them. I think now on to... I've got one there. And one there. So we're going to go a couple more. Don't know if we need them all at the moment. We will, of course, when we expand again. We'll need some more lighting, so... That's fine. I mean, I can move those all the way down to the end, but it just feels bright enough in here. I don't think you want it super bright, do you? Let's keep these over here. Not hang lights for the sake of hanging lights. We can... where's that other one gone? There it is. We can put them in once we get our next expansion and move further out, then they'll want lights over there. But you can have too many lights. Right, have a look at some wall art then. That's the coffee one. I think we'll have like one of the big paintings over there. These smaller ones, good. We're going to need more paintings for sure. There's the big wall arts. That's not one of them. It's one of them. Colour. Right. So we had that one. Got that there. I'm thinking maybe this wall, so you see it as you come up the stairs. Yep, I like that. Then this one, I'm thinking over here. Something like that. Maybe a touch higher. I think it's pretty much okay. There we go. That'll do. And then we have potted plant, wall art. Here we go. The other one. The other small one, isn't it? I think we'll put one on this wall because I think it suits smaller walls. These I couldn't find them in any configuration where they looked how I wanted them to look. So I think smaller walls look better. Then we could maybe put one there, one there, and we can get a couple more for the other side. Or something, just on the little walls. You've got something just as you walk up. Something like that will do. Then we've got some potted plants. So we shall put a potted plant just there, if it will take it. think it will if it rotates enough. There we go. That one can go there. That one can go just there. And this one... more upstairs. That sticks out too far away from there. We can mirror what we just did downstairs, just there. And then finally, we have another one. We've already got one there as well. Be downstairs then. Up there. And that is us done, I think, for today. Been a fully designed episode. But I think we are complete for now. So these tables, as I say, these tables will probably switch out for the others. They don't look too bad, do they? The contrast. I don't know. We'll see. I'm most likely we'll switch them out, but we'll see. I will swap the table numbers if I can on there. If I can't, then I don't know. I'll shift around off camera at some stage. But that is the general look of the place completed, I think. So we need a lot more tables, as you can see. Plenty downstairs. We also need plenty upstairs, because obviously we've got none over here. We've got an area over there to fill, and we might extend again as well. And we've got the outside area as well that needs doing. So we've got plenty of work to be getting on with over the next few videos. But the next one, we will probably be just opening and serving drinks and trying to earn some more money, because obviously we're now down to $1,680. And we're in debt by quite a lot. So what are we in debt by? We're in debt by quite a lot of money here. Yeah, we're in debt by over $17,000, is that? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So we need to pay a lot of money back. So we'll just open up in the next one and hopefully get a good earnings day. Let's have a look at this place from outside, though. I think it's starting to look quite nice. We're starting to get there. Need some more... obviously, we need more tables, a bit more decoration. But we're starting to get something that's looking all right, I think. I think it looks okay. So, we will leave it there. So next time, as I say, we'll just work in the cafe. Probably next time we will do... maybe we'll add a few more tables, but I'm thinking mostly it's just going to be a working day. And then maybe the day after that, so the episode after that, we'll be back adding some more tables, more paintings, and having a fiddle around and making things work. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.